welcome to our bonus videos. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Today we're going to be drawing a pot of gold and talking about the different colors in the rainbow. It's a really easy project and I hope you enjoy it with your families at home. We're going to go ahead and use whatever materials you have. I'm going to start off with a marker to do the dark lines, and then I'll go back in and color it with watercolor. But if you have crayons or markers, colored pencils, pastels, paint, anything you might have, go ahead and use that to coloring your picture at home. I'd like to start off with how we start all of our pieces of art, which is a moment to discuss with our families and friends around us that we're enjoying art with, something that we are grateful for. And so today I'm going to share with you that I'm grateful for St. Patrick's Day and how it has presented itself with many opportunities for myself and my family to do some traditions that we have in the past to look forward to, and also to spend time together as a family, being silly and using our imagination, discussing leprechauns and other things that come along with this holiday. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that with that in mind. I already wrote it on the back of my paper. Feel free to write down the back of your paper or canvas, whatever you're grateful for, and let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with a pot in the middle of your page, and I want you to think of a mouth of a happy face, and that's going to be the rim of our pot. So at the top, we're going to just start off with a smiley face in the middle of our picture, okay? And then from there, we're going to do the same thing below it, and this is going to be for the rim as well. So first I'm going to take a C shape right there and a C shape right there. And then I'm going to connect the two ends with another smiley face. Okay, and then after that we're going to go down and back up. You might think of it as a circle. I do like to keep it a little bit narrow at the top, and then I go out and make it bigger at the bottom. So you can go ahead and start that. And the other side. And if you make a mistake, remember, art isn't perfect. It's for fun. We're going to be enjoying this process, right? So we can always modify things and change things in order to make them look unique and beautiful, right? So here's the legs on the bottom. I'm going to do another happy face mouth for the legs. Okay. And now I'm going to do the gold. So the gold is going to be like a billowy cloud, or a lowercase consistent M, or you might even picture it as an upside down smiley face, just the mouth part, right? And so I'm going to start in the corner, and I'm just going to go up. And mine's going to have more than one layer of really big pot of gold. So I'm going to do some more maybe down here. And maybe a little bit more on the top. And then we discussed earlier how many colors are in a rainbow, right? If you include indigo, it's 7. If not, it's 6. If you'll notice, if you're using watercolors, I've noticed that in a lot of watercolor sets, they go in order of the color of the rainbow, which is really interesting. So we've got red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then purple. And I just thought that was a neat observation that I made. So let's go ahead and start with our arches. So we're going to do 6 or 7, depending on what colors you want to do. And put a little bit of extra paint on my fingers. I'm going to start with the farthest point and arch up. And this is kind of like an upside down smiley face mouth as well. Or rainbow shape or arch shape, right? Making an arch. So we're going to go all the way over. And this first one is going to be 2 lines for our first color, right? So let's go ahead and do that. And now, so that is our red, and then we have our orange, and then we have yellow, and green, and blue, And then I'm going to just do violet, right? And now we're ready to paint or color, depending on what you have to work with. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with, I'm going to do the pot last, because that's my black, that's my darkest color. And I'm going to start at the top with red. So let me go ahead and get some red on my paintbrush. And I'm going to paint in this top part red. Okay. And then after that, I'm going to do, what color is next? Orange. I'm going to do some orange. Fatter paintbrush for that. I'm going to do some orange. And some light strokes. And then after that, I rinse my brush in between every color just to not mix any of the colors. After that is what color? Yellow, right? And then after yellow, we've got green, right? And then after green is blue, and then after blue is violet. Then I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of water to mix the colors a little bit. Alright, and then remove some of the water in areas that I didn't want there to be color. I added there, but that's okay, because I'm going to go over it in a minute. So now I'm going to add my yellow gold. Make sure your brush is all clean. You don't want to have any color on it because we want our yellow to stand out and be bright, right? Let's go ahead and add yellow. And then after that, our pot is black, which is a very dark color, right? So get lots of paint on your paintbrush, or if you're coloring, you're going to use a black crayon. If you want a black pot, I always encourage artists to do whatever color they feel like they want to do. It doesn't always have to be the colors we see in the world for specific things. You can use your own imagination and creation to make your work unique. So maybe you don't want a black pot, and that's okay. Because really, art is just to have fun. And there were a lot of artists before us, famous artists, that didn't go by all the rules of art. And they've created some really interesting and beautiful masterpieces. I'm just gonna take off a little bit extra paint there. And now I'm gonna do a sky and some grass. So for the grass, I'm just gonna do some tick marks. And I know this will stand through my picture. The black shows up. My tick marks for my grass. I might want to add some clovers in there. I'm going to add a line for myself for grass. And then maybe I want to actually add some flowers in there. So I might add maybe a tulip. Maybe I'll just decide to go back over it with little dots of color to make little flowers. And then my sky is going to be blue. I've decided to make a blue sky today. There might be a little bit of yellow in it, but for the most part it's going to be blue. And here we go with the strokes, the big long strokes in sections in order to allow for different shades of color to come through. Careful though not to have too much water on my brush, because too much water will equal drippage, because I have my picture hanging up as I do this. I'm going to give some cloud effect. I am. Might be wondering where my two boys are, and they're actually hanging out right now with their grandma, having a good time, doing some St. Patrick's Day activities, I'm sure, and having fun. Spending some time with her, and they'll be back tomorrow in our next video. So let's see. Oh, there goes the water drippage, so I gotta hurry up and dab. And that happens sometimes. We're flexible, right? That happens sometimes. I'm gonna like a cloud effect. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. And make sure I pick up a little bit more paint on my paintbrush. I think I put a little bit too much water in there. And so, because of that, the paint is doing its own thing. I try to keep my strokes as even and flat as I can, just because I want to respect my bristles on my paintbrush. Sometimes I have to remind myself, don't mix the colors, right? Don't mix the colors, and try to go in the same direction with your paintbrush. Okay, so there's my sky, and next I have my grass, which is a fun part too. It's kind of the same thing. I want to use a little bit of green and yellow, so I'm going to do this part first down here, and then eventually I'm going to work up to the blades of grass with a finer paintbrush. Oh, I noticed my pot legs. I need to go back over my little legs for my pot. There's my grass. And now I'm going to go in with my thinner paintbrush. Go up a little bit. Blades of grass. Go into the pot a little bit. And then I'm going to go back over with black for my pot legs. There we go. And pull a little bit of extra water off of there because I don't want it to drip. Now what about those flowers? I'm going to see how dry my paper is. I could probably put in some colors right now. But you might want to pause this and wait for a little while if you're using paint for your paint to dry, and then go back over and dot for flowers. But I'm going to just go through my tulip I did over there. And I'm just going to do this with lots of different colors because it's almost spring, right? We want to make sure we represent nature popping out. And I don't know if you can see those. Let me get it closer. You can see the little dots for the flowers. You can keep going with that until you are very pleased with what you have. I want to thank you again for joining me, spending this time with me, and I would love to see in the thread pictures of your final project and any notes of what you're thankful for. So it's nice to have a positive community, and I really appreciate this opportunity to share with you all. So take care for now. Happy St. Patrick's Day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.